Lil Boosie explains exactly what happened to Duke093 the night after his concert. Will we find out any more details, or will Boosie stick to the same story? Let's get right into it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that post notification bell, like this video so you always get notified when we upload. Let's go. So, Lil Boosie recently did a whole interview after the whole Duke093 situation, after his concert and everything, once everybody started talking about this whole thing. So Boosie actually recently did this interview, and this is exactly what he said. So Boosie was actually asked about if he knew Duke093, and he responded that he only met him the night before at the Dice game. So that's the first thing that people were saying was strange, because they're like, well, Duke and them knew Boosie before the Dice game, but Boosie saying that he actually only knew him at the Dice game. Okay, so then the interview guy asked him another question, and he asked him, did he see what happened or what exactly happened? And so this is where a lot of people slammed and gave heat to Boosie, because he actually spoke on a whole existing thing and that he himself is involved in, which kind of makes people feel a little bit uncomfortable because it rubs them the wrong way. Normally, everybody around Boosie or anybody that's big Boosie fans, they normally wouldn't talk about an open thing that they're involved in. They wouldn't go on TV interviews and this and that and go talk about it. So that's another thing that people started looking at and were like, dang, why is Boosie saying all this stuff? So then when he was asked what happened exactly, Boosie went and told the interview guy that he was in the same parking lot as Duke, and that he saw Duke walk down to go to his car, and then that they heard the shots ring out and echoing back into the same parking garage. And so when Boosie was in the parking garage, if he said he could hear it, he was still there. Like, him and his people and his crew were right there. They were on one side. Duke093 was on the other side. And you got to remember that when Duke pulled up and he was following Boosie and his driver to the concert, Boosie and his drivers had talked to the security at the gate. And for some reason, the security at the gate told Duke that he could no longer park into that parking garage, and that they told him he had to park in a specific part of the parking garage that was down the way from Boosie, but not next to him, but like on the other side further, but on the same level. And so that's how Boosie was able to hear what went on. And Duke was in a different area, but it seems like they told Duke exactly where to park because that was part of the play. And so they couldn't run the play if Duke had parked next to Boosie's car, because that means when the dudes run up, they'd be too close to Boosie. And that's a big risk that they're not willing to take in this whole entire situation, because they're trying to get, remember, $1 million. That's on Duke's neck, and also in his Louis bags and everything like that. He had brought a lot of jewelry. He had brought a lot of cash to this whole weekend, and he was basically told to do so because he was expecting to give a piece to Boosie, like as if Boosie was going to wear it on stage, or to maybe even buy it or get one free, buy one, get one free. Whatever deal or arrangement that they had set up before caused Boosie and his people to basically know that he was going to bring all the stuff, and that essentially the wrong people found out, and they did he was surrounded by wolves. And so what they did next is get it in the parking garage. And so that's what's going on right now. And so when Boosie was asked the next question about his cousin, he said that him and his cousin, he don't know why everybody talking about it, because him and his cousin didn't have anything to do with it. And so now that's what he's saying. But people over here, over there, or whatever are saying that maybe it could have been somebody that could have been around Boosie or that Boosie knows. But either way, a lot of people are saying now in the comment section that Boosie at least had known about this, or knew that there was some type of play in motion. But either way, the fact that they had Duke park in a specific parking spot was what really had put the play in the green light because he had to be in a specific part where nobody was going to see anything, nobody was going to say anything, and nobody was going to do anything back to them, and that they were able to drive away clean and scot-free. And now a lot of things that people are saying is that dudes pulled up in a truck and that Duke was also driving a truck. So they try to make it look like it was two truck people having a feud or something like that. And so they knew that if Duke pulled up in a truck, that they got to pull up in a truck because it's going to make it seem like something different, or that it could be different people, or maybe that these two guys with the trucks know each other and maybe that's why they're getting into it, or who knows. But the whole thing is that they had pulled up in the truck and Duke was in the truck, and they got back in the truck and skirted off with everything in the Louis bags, everything with the diamonds, the chains, the gold, the jewelry, the money, the $600K from the dice game. So what you guys got to understand is that this whole thing was some certain type of pre-planned thing, because the guys that pulled up in the truck didn't just randomly see the guy and then decide to stop and pull over or whatever. Nope, that's not what happened. These guys already knew that they were going to make a move because they had the ski mask and everything on already. They were already strapped up, and basically they already were coming and riding through knowing that they was about to do something, because somebody had said and put them on to that whole play. Somebody had put him on to the fact that Duke had this, had that. And so that's how they went and ran that play. But they were a little sloppy with it because they basically got caught up on the cameras, on the CCTV, because there's only one way to get in and get out of the whole place. And they ended up going through the whole entire little gate that opens up the arm. You're supposed to scan your ticket and the arm goes up, and then they're supposed to drive through. But what happened is that when the person in front of them scanned their ticket and they got to exit out of the parking garage, they quickly sped the truck up and got through the gate before the arm went down. And so that's how they were able to actually get away and go on a high speed, but without nobody chasing them. So y'all got to understand, by this time they're probably far away now, and they probably dumped the car. So now they're looking for the truck, they're looking for the car, trying to figure out if it's in a ditch somewhere or if somebody set it on fire under the bridge. They don't really know, but they're keeping eyes out on everything. They looking back and trying to figure out if they left anything behind, if like a receipt or a piece of paper fell out the car, or if like maybe they tossed something out the door or window before. But they trying to reverse everything and basically find anything that they can. But that's the update that they said. But now everybody's talking about how they know that this could have been a back door or this could have been a setup, and that at least Boosie had to have known that there was some type of play, and that's why he went quickly to his car instead of going to Duke to try to get the piece that Duke was going to give to him. So whatever deal they had about getting the piece and this and that turned into basically that whole situation where the play was ran and Duke got hit up, and then now Boosie owes the $1 million like pretty much a week after that or a couple of days after that, right? And now everybody's looking at that and saying that's got to be some type of ransom money, that's got to be some type of this, in order that is connected. And so if you got any kind of comment on this, go ahead and comment it down below and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.